Editing categories in your BREW website is simple. Once you have added your categories, you can actually add a category from this panel, or you can edit the categories that you've already created. On your left-hand panel here, scroll down to Showcases and find the Categories link and click that to open this panel. Now, here's what's all you need to know is that your categories simply control how your link boxes appear on pages, okay? So here we'll take a look at this page. This is homes for sale that face south. This here is the category box we're talking about. So you might want to change your categories later once you realize you want them to show up a little bit differently, or you want them to be categorized a little bit differently. You'd rather have your features more broken down possibly, so you might want to create more categories or even subcategories just so that they show up a little bit more organized in your panel. What you'll notice here, parent categories don't have a dash in front of them, but their subcategories or child categories that have a little dash. This doesn't change making them child or subcategories doesn't change how they function on the front end, but it creates a little more organized structure on the back end. So let me show you, for example, if we were to edit this page on homes for sale that face south, here's all of my categories. So here's my schools. These are all child categories of schools. They don't change how it functions on the front end, parent pages do, but it makes it more organized for me back here to be able to look at it like this, okay? The other option is if you wanted it more categorized on the front end, you actually would just change your parent page and you would create Las Vegas schools, and then you would create a page called elementary schools, and a page called high schools, and a page called magnet schools, and a page called middle schools, and then you would just everything would just go in your category school, and then you would change your parent page. Then it would actually change the functionality of how it shows up on the front end. So you have to make that decision kind of in advance. If you really want these itemized to show up, you've got to change your parent pages. On the purpose of categories, it's simply there just for my own organizational purposes. Okay? You'll learn more about that as we move along here. So going back to your category pages, changing these is no big deal. It's not going to break anything unless you were to completely delete the category and not give a place for that page to go anymore. So for example, one of my categories I have is areas. Now remember, I tell you when you're first starting off with this, don't build all this. I've been building. I started with city, neighborhood, feature, and price. City, neighborhood, feature, and price. My parent page was city. You guys might have counties, so you might be in multiple states. Maybe your MLS crosses a border, so you'll have Minnesota and whatever state bordering Minnesota that you serve, and so you might cross over. I forget what it is. Well, I'm not going to try to guess. It's like doing math in public. You don't do geography in public either. So in my particular case, my top level was city because all of my cities are in one county. Okay. So I have city, neighborhood, feature, and price. But then I started wanting to develop out my more categories so I could even drill down even further and put more options in my link boxes. And so I created area. And in my case, my areas are like Southwest. I'm in Las Vegas. So Southwest Las Vegas, Northwest, East, South. So I started building these areas. And you can see I have 5 in those areas. Now we can take a look at those 5, and I'm going to open them in a new tab so you can see them. So here's my 5: East Las Vegas, Northwest Las Vegas, South Las Vegas, Southeast, and Southwest. And if I want to view that so we can see what that table looks like, or the link box looks like. So here we go. We're in Las Vegas homes for sale, and we're looking at all the different views. So see here, East, Northwest. Now, if I go back one, I'll show you where this browse by area shows up in the category box. See all these category boxes? Now later you're going to learn how to remove these tabs and how to add tabs, because you may not want a page that has a million tabs. You may want your city page to only show your prices. That's all customizable. But by default, your parent page will show all of the child pages in its tabs until you go in and change that, okay? And so in my case, I'm letting it build all that out. I want to see what it does for SEO. And so here you can see I've got my number of bedrooms as a category, browse by 55 plus as a category. Okay, so here's my browse by area we were just looking at, and here's where they show up. Okay, so going back to categories, that's where you're able to see it. Okay, each category you can edit. You can change the name that shows up in the link box. You can decide to change that, make that, put it under a parent category. Like let's just say I decided area is really a feature. I'm going to go put this under my features. And you can move it there. What you don't want to ever change is the slug. Never change the slug unless you really, really know what you're doing and know how to do your redirects. Okay. The slug is perfect. It's short. It describes the area. I don't need to change that. Okay. And then your description, if you wanted to, again, SEO optimized, you could say homes for sale are showcased. Homes for sale in Las Vegas are showcased by areas of town as referred to by the locals. These include South Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, Southwest Las Vegas, East Las Vegas, Southeast Las Vegas. I don't think I'm done building these out, obviously. Northwest Las Vegas. Okay, something like that. All right, so again, these are just kind of best practices optimizing these for SEO. Now, if you wanted to enter an icon for your category, we can click on See All Icons. I'm going to open this up. Then we're going to scroll down to the little search bar here, and we're going to type in what it is that we're looking for, and we're going to look for a pin or a map marker or something like that. Okay, so let's take this little map pin, and it'll show you what it's going to look like. And all you need here is this FA dash and then the name here. Go to your category. Where were we at? We were on area. And down at the bottom here, it'll be blank. You're just going to enter your little font awesome class in there. And you're going to click update. And we'll show you there. Now you have this little icon in your tab. So that's how you add the icons to your categories. And there's also a lot of other great places we can use this, and we'll be talking more about that in other BREW lessons.